Da-da-da-da-da.
This video is brought to you by Ground News. Stick around to hear more about the special offer they're providing
I
to the
don't
entire
want to know
professional
the
community.
news.
Okay, how many people watching this have seen or ever heard of a 2006 movie called Idiocracy?
I have never seen it, but I heard about it. Is it worth watching, lads? Is it a good movie? You should. Is it? Is it worth it? Is it everything I ever wanted? Never seen it? I heard of it. We are living it. If we are living it, then I don't want to watch it. It's decent entertainment. In real life version happening right now. That's... As in, like, it's sci-fi? Do you mean, like, as it's in sci-fi? Is it sci-fi? It's a 2025 American documentary. Oh. Oh.
I would guess that there's a pretty decent number of people who have, at least now.
I haven't, bro, I will put it onto my bucket list. I haven't seen it. I've seen the poster everywhere, but I do not know what it's about.
Nowadays, but you might be surprised to learn that the movie's eventual popularity was actually never intended from the start. For those of you who have seen it, you can probably skip ahead a few minutes right now because you already know the plot, obviously.
I do not, so tell me.
But if you haven't seen the film before, it's effectively a scathing critique of American corporatism. The main character, Joe Bowers, and a lady of the night, if you will, named Rita, become the subjects of an army experiment, cryogenic freezing in this case, but instead of 1 year, they get frozen for hundreds. After finally waking up in 2505, I think it is, they
2505 and now it's 2025. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Enter the modern world and they find out that everyone around them is basically brain dead.
Oh shit, you guys were right. We are living this now.
Basic infrastructure is now falling apart. Everyone drinks Brondo instead of water, which is like a play on Gatorade. And the film is basically a never-ending string of jokes about how everyone has become an idiot, which leaves the two main characters, who are decidedly average back in the time that they come from, as the most intelligent people on all of planet Earth, simply because of basic logic, mental aptitude.
Don't you hate it when this happens? When you don't plan ahead?
And deductive reasoning.
It's
honestly prophetic in a sense.
Ew,
when it
why
comes
is
to the
it
concept
dirty?
of corporate advertising, at least. People buy everything that they want from a city-sized Costco facility, where they're greeted.
Oh my god, that's a huge Costco. We are not there yet. You said that this is current times. The supermarkets are not that big yet. That's huge. Look at that. I bet they even have Pokemon trading cards.
By someone who says, "Welcome
up.
to Costco. I love you." They get treated in the hospital by plugging
tumor, Ebola, just gas.
Plugging little sensors into their mouth and their ass and their ear as well.
Wait,
with
what?
a drooling human operator who doesn't even really know what's happening.
Wait, you have to shove that up into your holes? Oh no. I kind of don't like that.
As the machine
Not
spits
my
out a
holes.
diagnosis for them. And all over the place, everywhere, you see a kind of logical extreme.
Oh no, did he switch up which one goes into his mouth and which one goes into his ass? Oh no! Oh no! He was shuffling it. No! Ew! Ah, gross. What's an adult chicken?
In the world of attention advertising, which now
Bucket wings for full release? What does that even mean? Bucket of wings with full release. What's full release?
now caters to people who are barely even smart enough to communicate with each other. Language has become a sort of broken slang.
Come? Porn? I thought it was a restaurant.
The most popular
Ow, my balls. That honestly sounds like Kick. Anything and everything on Kick is just, ow, my balls.
show on all of television is a program called Ow My Balls. And the movie even tackles the concept of hypersexualization.
Latte. Hot latte. Full body latte. Hello? What?
Where Starbucks now offers hand jobs. Obviously.
Does it? Oh. Hi, hello? I feel like we are not getting the fun parts of this movie.
It's way over the top extreme, but when you watch it, you start seeing a whole bunch of oddly similar and kind of uncomfortable parallels, which might be the reason why the film was initially suppressed. Most people don't know this, but the movie's publisher, 20th Century Fox, actually tried to kill their own product launch.
Oh.
They only released it in 7 different cities using the contractual minimum legal number of theaters.
They made the movie and then they watched it and they were like, fuck. Oh no, they know the plan. Abort.
Something like 130.
They were trying to hide the truth.
600 or 700. And they specifically did not market the release with trailers, advertisements, or press kits. Whatever their reason was, they intentionally took a budgetary loss on their film in order to kill its reach. But over the years since, it managed to become massively popular.
That's so strange. Why would they do that? It's kind of hard not to think about all the Illuminati bullshit that, oh, they were planning this. They are dumbing down the population just so they can rule us. When it's like you see stupid shit like this.
Popular. Now, I'm not a film critic. This isn't a video about Idiocracy as a piece of cinema. It's about how the most extreme version of hyperbolic comedy portraying...
They felt called out. They were like, wait a minute, are we the baddies? And they were just like, oh, cancel it.
The whole world as a slobbering mass of idiotic consumers is becoming real. And I want to make a much more data-driven argument right now about why and specifically how that appears to be happening. However, there's one key difference here. Okay. In the movie, the degradation of human intelligence, and basic cognition for that matter, is a function of birth rates. As the more affluent portions of society...
Oh, wait, this scene is from the movie? I saw this scene. Is this from the movie? I saw like cut out parts of it.
Struggle with choices about when, or why, or even if they ever want to have a child. Those around them,
But... Oh, that's so sad, because this is actually true. Like, those people who are, like, highly educated, have a good job, intelligence, is like, do we want a kid? Yeah, maybe one. And meanwhile, Hilly-Billy, Clevin, and Trish is like, oh yeah, we have, like, 5 children, but whoops, you forgot to pull out, you motherfucker. Here comes the 6.
The idiots are breeding like rabbits.
Yeah.
The film asserts that over hundreds of years, less intelligent people having much more offspring, as a kind of twisted evolutionary inversion, overwhelms the entire population, therefore dumbing everyone down to a level where they can't even hardly think.
That's not real, right? This is not what's happening, right? We just made this one up, right? It's just a movie, right? This is not real. This makes sense. No, surely not. But kinda is. It's just a movie, lads. It's not real.
For themselves. As a commentary on predatory capitalism, in addition to that, large corporations happily step in to monetize that issue, creating a sort of death spiral.
Oh, large corporations would definitely not try to step in to affect your personal life or anything related to your sexuality and reproductive stuff, right? That's definitely just in the movie, right? That's absolutely not right. They would never promote or push some sort of agenda, whatever they want and they can make money out of, right?
Of sorts. Ultimately resulting in people getting dumber and dumber with each passing generation because none of them are ever forced to think for themselves. It's a fun movie. I do like it, which again has extremely
No corporations are friends, dude. I was just thinking about it the other day that my Samsung phone and my Samsung FBI agent, whoever is in charge of like following and watching me, he is my BFF.
Comfortable parallels now. But setting aside the obvious and more surface level ones, like teenagers speaking with broken, grammatically absurd slang.
Oh, that would never happen, right? Skibidi toilet, Riz, you're so cooked. Whatever Zoomers say.
Or advertising as a concept invading deeper and deeper into our everyday lives. I want to make the argument that the cause of those issues...
Oh, the Ohio. I forgot about the Ohio. It's just a movie.
Just a movie aware.
It's just a movie.
Is not a function of birth rates or genetics. It's a function of the tools that we're making, which supplant our own critical
It's not
thinking.
real.
Let's get to it. I want to take a minute here and go on a bit of a tangent, I guess, because lately it feels like there's an overwhelming trend where the quality of what I call consensus news seems to be going rapidly downhill. Maybe that's because way too many people get their information from social media posts
This
where
is
the
the
first
sponsor
word
segment,
is
isn't it?
breaking in all caps.
Yes.
Because
we thank the sponsor Gamer Subs for supping my games. And thank you for dipping. 10 out of 10 would also dip. Use code SCOOCHAM for more dipping. Thank you.
having a top-down view of news stories from all over the political and geographic...
I don't read news. It makes me depressed. Thank you.
...pattern exposures there. Available on the website is below. Vantage Plant first, and then we work our way up the ladder.
Thank you, Gamer
Spell
Subs.
checkers. Spell checkers are ubiquitous now. Everyone has them at practically every single level of
Oh,
education
oh,
and work.
what the fuck? What happened? I'm sorry. Why is the computer eating that, man? And why did the lady get sucked? Hello?
Now, everyone has them at
Excuse
practically
me?
every single level of education and work because they're embedded directly into our devices.
Okay. Question mark?
Which means at a certain level, after a child has learned basic grammar and spelling techniques in school, they'll begin using spell checking software nearly 100% of the time in their day to day lives. No big deal, right? Spell checking software helps us, but what if I told you it doesn't just
But spell checking key just means like when you make a mistake and something underlines it. And it's like, oh, I will correct your typo, you stupid fuck, because you don't know how to type.
help us? It
No.
also stagnates us. According to the International
AI?
Journal of Social Sciences and Educational Studies regarding EFL students, which is English as a foreign language, quote, with the advent of technology, writing devices are now equipped with autocorrection features that automatically corrects or generates a list of potential words that the
Bro, but all the autocorrect just correct my fuck to duck. Like, how is that useful to me? It's awful. Every time I try to write something, it switches my word. I have it turned off.
author. This has made the task
Let me
apparently easier.
curse.
However, based on the cognitive load theory, when there is not enough effort and time given to complete a learning task, the chances to learn effectively reduce. End quote. Further down, quote again, having taken the aforementioned reasons and challenges into account, the primary aim of the present research is to investigate the effects of autocorrection features on spelling competence among EFL learners.
So what you're saying is that we are cooked. Because the future generation won't know how to write. They can hardly speak. Their attention limit is like 0.5 seconds, a length of a short Fortnite TikTok video. And they won't be able to write as well. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. People already don't know how to read a clock. That's true. That's true. Although, I wanted to say maybe that it's unnecessary knowledge, but I'm not sure. Is it unnecessary knowledge to know how to read an analog clock? I feel like not many people use it anymore. I'm not sure if there is use to it other than that it has its charm.
End quote. This may seem like nothing, I get it, but if you go all the way down to the results on page 108,
No?
you find
I still have an analog watch because you're old as fuck, boy.
this, quote, the control group, participants who hand wrote right
Read the sundial. Oh, okay. You cannot read the clock. Bro, I haven't touched an analog clock in so long. You know, when I touched it, I will tell you when I touched it. When I played medicine and there was that one puzzle that is like, read the analog clock. And I was like crying. And I'm like, I don't fucking know, it's after midnight.
writing tasks and assignments performed enormously better at reducing the number of misspelling words in their tasks in comparison to the experimental group who typed written tasks. End quote.
You know when this helped me? When I was practicing my German and I started to write and it like finished the word for me. And I was like, oh my god, yes, of course I was thinking about that word. You know, it's like you're typing like a super giga long like Steuererklärung and it's like, oh, I can't find the right. Oh yeah, of course, thank you. You know German? No.
Lastly, from the conclusions,
They have
obviously
me.
quoting again,
Oh,
students who
I'm
are
cooked.
deeply immersed in using programs with auto spell checker features don't hone spelling competence as students who depend on handwriting due to the fact that there is more effort involved in handwriting.
Dude. Do kids even still know how to handwrite? Like, they are so reliant on always tablets and laptops. I hope so. Nope, probably not. I mean, and everyone must know how to write, but like, maybe they lose fluency, as in writing cursive or just writing with pen and pencil, just writing in general. Because like, think about it. Ever since you graduated from whatever school, how many times did you actually need to pick up a pen and write something?
That makes the learning more sustained. End
And the
quote.
teachers?
Of course, that
Oh,
is
no.
just one study, though it does very clearly seem to indicate that handwriting and putting in more effort will make you process learning better, and typing with a spell checker
Almost
does
zero
not.
every day at work. When signing rent, like once every 2 years. Only when I'm bored, never. All the time at work. I guess it depends really on what your job is. If you work in an office, then probably more likely. But, you know, if you're like a cashier or something, then you don't really have to.
To help you learn when it comes to
How about you file your fucking taxes? I will give you a reason why to pick up some pen and pencil.
English as a foreign language, but it is echoed elsewhere, right? The general premise.
Yeah.
From University Technology Mara, a study called The Influence of Spell Checkers on Students' Ability to Generate Repairs of Spelling Errors. In the conclusion paragraph, page 10, quote, this research suggested that spell checkers have little to no effect whatsoever on students' spelling errors on the cognitive level.
Wait, so... Oh, it didn't help. Well... Yeah. So what is saying that if someone goes there and corrects your mistakes, you're not learning anything out of it? That's fair.
It did not help repair the errors.
They trust?
And the corrections are not internalized, thus allowing learners to repeat the same error, end quote. Like I said, we're starting small, but the idea of ubiquitous spell-checking software seems to indicate a stagnation of people's ability to actually improve their own spelling, which lets them repeatedly make similar and even identical errors.
It's such an interesting thing what he's saying. Like, it feels so harmless because it's like, oh, it's just when you're typing, it will correct your thing. But like for like older generations who sort of got this as a bonus, like you already knew how to write, how to read, how to type and whatever, and it's correcting you, then it's like, fine, it's a luxury. But for future generations who are growing up with this, and they will be like ADHD or lazy to learn, eventually it might be a possibility that they won't be able to properly type. They will never learn.
Errors without learning what is actually correct. Obviously, that's not the most harmful side effect in the world, but it's certainly not a good thing. Well, let's go one stone up, or step rather, but I'll make a comparison to a stone archway later on. And let's look at something else. Habitual use of GPS negatively impacts spatial memory.
Okay, I will put my 10 cents here. Not even a GPS can guide me to my location. It doesn't matter. I could read a map, I could read the GPS, I will still get lost. I'm just a lost cause. So it doesn't change. It doesn't better or worsen my life or my intelligence. I'm just...
during self-guided
It is what it is, lads.
This study from the Integrated Neuroscience Program at McGill University, I believe,
I'm just
was designed to
naturally
examine
lost.
the effects of GPS reliance among everyday drivers. And without spending too much time here boring everyone to death, it determined, quote, findings suggest that regularly using GPS affects spatial memory in a dose-dependent manner.
You're a lost cause, unlike your virginity. It'll never get lost. Script thumbs up.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Can we ban him? Can we ban him? Please. Have mercy. Ban this man. Of course, thank you.
The greater use of GPS, the greater decline in spatial memory
2
over
subs,
time.
easy.
The lack of a concurrent decline in subjective sense of direction suggests that this relationship is likely to be causal, end quote. To be clear, I'm not making the argument that these tools should be abolished, or even that the possible risks outweigh the benefits, at least not for GPS or maybe spell checkers. But if you took a 21-year-old today, right now, most of them, not all, but most.
Any 21-year-old in chat or something around 20? Do you know how to read a map, sir? Any younglings here? Any 26? Close enough. Did you ever hold a map in your hand? Would you be able to get from 1 to 2?
Not true, Brian. It'll get lost in the midst of time and space.
Whoa! We need to ban 2 people! 28, 20, and yes? 22? I know how to read a map, 22? Okay, then there is still a little bit of hope for us. You guys will not get lost. One more cheeky stuff about my non-existent virginity and you will get it up the bum.
Took away their access to GPS on their phone or in the car intrinsically, and told them, go on a road trip across the state now. Half of them probably couldn't even do it. And if they could, it would take them an exorbitant amount of time, because they haven't properly developed the skill set of reading road signs or navigating a physical map. Once again, to make this abundantly clear, that's not the worst thing in the world. Lacking a skill set because you never needed to develop that skill set in the first place isn't
He
intrinsically
hates
bad.
our technology.
Especially if you can then figure out how to do something when it matters for yourself.
I barely read the road signs. Hey, does that lamp look red to you? Anyways.
But what if we go one step further now? Because even our ability to think critically and solve problems is now under siege, thanks to the advent of generative
Highest
tools.
im your virginity im lost I don't know how to dead a map.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop getting lost. No one will find you. No one needs you here. Go away.
Picture a Roman archway, stones on top of stones, but it never stands free or supports any weight at all without something called a keystone. The keystone is the pinnacle of that archway. It often has a slightly
That's me. Because that's me. I'm important. I'm the keystone. You can rely on me. I'm the middle.
different shape, or it's measurably larger,
I'm
while
useful.
dispersing the most weight in the process, therefore supporting the entire
Can we
archway
though?
as a whole. And critical thinking is the keystone of
So you cannot have critical thinking without me. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
human cognition.
Load
Spell
bearing.
checkers and GPS
It's true.
programs
I give the community brain cell. That's what makes you smart and competent.
they're just stones, one of many in the archway. But generative tools, according to new data from researchers directly at Microsoft, if used improperly can, quote, result in the deterioration of cognitive faculties that ought to be preserved. As Bainbridge noted, a key irony of automation is that by mechanizing routine tasks and leaving exception handling to the human user, you deprive the user of the routine opportunities to practice their judgment and strengthen their cognitive musculature, leaving them atrophied and unprepared when the exceptions do arise.
I thought about this. Art-wise. Like how I would fucking hate to want to become an artist right now. Because what's the point? What's the point of learning and grinding when there will be like some idiot who will just generate all these pictures and whatever for you? You're not going to get paid. You're never going to be as good as humanity's intelligence all squished into one picture. For the love of it. Yeah, but do you have the luxury to have something like that time consuming, you know?
End quote.
Because it's a skill and you want to learn something new. If it would be that, you know, like you don't have to work and it's just a hobby and you just want to create something, then it would be cool. But if you want it as your job, I don't know. Like, it's very, very hard. You have to create something that it hasn't been created, and you have to know that it can be stolen anytime. My friend has been already screwed by it. Dude, everyone has.
For this one, I do have to read a few more segments, not just one, because
Ah,
honestly,
you
I
got
just
my art on the wall.
have to, but bear with me.
Nice.
Quote, the data identify key motivators for critical thinking, the desire to enhance work quality, avoid negative outcomes, and develop skills. However, several barriers inhibit this reflective process, including lack of awareness, limited motivation due to time pressure or job scope, and difficulty improving AI responses in unfamiliar domains. Surprisingly, while AI can improve efficiency, it may also reduce critical engagement, particularly in routine or lower stakes tasks in which users simply rely on AI, raising concerns about long-term reliance and diminished independent problem solving. End quote. Much further down, continuing that same sort of logical pathway here, quote,
Is that why there's so many dumb fucking ass people on the internet? Because we are killing the way of problem solving for the future generation, and they are just like very confident, very loud, but like very fucking bucket dumb. That's the reason. Yeah, man. Personally, I blame MTV. Why? What? Really? I blame social media. I blame the parents who put an iPad into a 1.5-year-old little kid's hand. And it's like, here, knock yourself out, boop on something.
reliance on computing technology is not a novel phenomenon.
It's fucking
However,
crazy, dude.
Gen AI tools can exacerbate the associated risks. Indeed, such reliance may be tolerable for low-stakes tasks like grammar checking, but it can lead to significant negative outcomes in high-stakes contexts like drafting legal documents, end quote. And then lastly, thank you for sticking with me through all of this,
We are sticking. We are holding. There is a point, we believe.
From the conclusion paragraph, quote, while Gen AI can improve worker efficiency, it can inhibit critical engagement with work and can potentially lead to long-term over-reliance on the tool and diminished skill for independent problem solving.
Well, yes. Of course. Yes. If you don't have to do a certain things because someone else do it for you, of course you will not know how to do it. Oh my god, the future is so bleak. I'm so depressed right now. We are going to be surrounded by a bunch of people who will have zero logic, zero problem solving skills, and they will be just loud and confident and just stupid. It's like, you know, when people say that you're like online too much and then you get off and it's like, oh, you're back to the real world. TikTok is going to be outside. Like right now, it's inside the tiny phone and you put it away and normal people. Yeah, terminally online, but it's going to be like terminally offline too. And it's like everyone who is dumb on TikTok will be dumb outside as well. Oh, I'm never going outside.
End quote.
We are cooked.
It's a lot to get through, I know, and some people may laugh it off as overly dramatized, but the keystone, the one supporting all the extra weight, is the thing that supplants our own thinking. And that is precisely what these new AI tools are.
Fuck you mean they are already dumb outside as well? That's like that.
Are designed to do. If you don't believe me, which is fine, by the way, what about this? I've used this example before in other videos, but I think I should probably show it again here because the implications behind it are pretty severe. Google, which obviously has their own AI model called Gemini.
I have never used this thing. I didn't even know Google has his own AI thing.
Somewhat recently began heavily marketing that program to a much wider audience using material like this. It's a pretty harmless video at first, but towards the end you start to see something a little bit different than generate a funny image of a cat playing guitar, because they start advertising the service for things like generating emails. Cool, no big deal, you might say. Small stone.
Can they generate a phone call with the people I don't ever want to talk to?
In the massive archway.
That would be cool.
Then they cut to a scene where a teenage girl is asking this program, right in front of her friends, what's a good excuse to cancel dinner with my friends? You can certainly shrug it off as a goofy advertisement, but what happens when you actively market a product to teenagers, showcasing it as some sort of solution to feeling awkward?
Oh no. The kids are going to be like completely... They're gonna be completely retarded even without COVID. He will be so socially awkward. Google, tell me, how can I not talk to Becky because Becky is a gaping whore? Hi, Becky.
Or even something that replaces basic interactions with friends. Ask the AI what to say to your friends instead of actually talking to your friends.
AI, please tell me, how do I stream? How do I make my chatters love me more? How can I make them believe that I am not a virginity card holder, that I actually have Riz? Gemini, please tell me.
Social aptitude is a skill set, and using this kind of tool to replace that, which was...
Hey, how do I lose virginity? Oh no.
Already replaced once by texting, as opposed to actually speaking to people, is one step further removed from using the muscle itself, which leads...
Google, tell me how to explain to my friends that they are all cringe. And also, play Despacito. Thanks.
Oh my god, Despacito is so old now. Jesus Christ.
Leads inexorably to atrophy. We're not just hindering the act of critical thinking, we're outright replacing it, which may not be quite as comedic when compared to a movie like Idiocracy, but the end result, beyond the jokes, the humor, and the absurd over-exaggerations, the end result is a society that can't think for itself, therefore spiraling downwards.
I absolutely 100% believe in. I know that like you guys really hate TikTok or something, but I find it very amusing. And sometimes I just listen to people and I'm like, oh my god.
That's so cringe.
Yeah.
Alexa, play the Dick Destroyer song 9000. All your semen now belong to us.
That's a good song. Thank you. Dude, the future generation it's going to be so much fun. Listen, it will be good for us because we still have brain cells, but I don't even mean like the Zoomers, but like let's say babies who are being born like today, 2025. So they are going to be like, you know, in 15 years, when is that going to be, like 2040? Life is going to be very much fun. Those are the poor betas. Wait, is that their name? Is that their designation? They are a beta cocks? They are in a beta. The whole generation is called beta cocks. Oh, that poor generation. Oh no. Nerf from birth. Oh no. Oh, just beta. The cock will come later when they are 18. Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's funny because...
You know, I'm not even joking because think about it. If OnlyFans is such a normal thing to do, then can you imagine what like absurd, degenerate, horny thing is going to be in 15 years? It's going to be, I don't know, that they will 3D print your pussy and send it to all subscribers as like a bonus on a hole or something. If you are like a 1 year, I don't know, long-term fan or something. That's tame. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm trying to think about something more absurd, but I haven't come up with it yet. You got a business model here. Can I do it? Yeah, sure. Knock yourself out. All I ask is 15%. Secret Ninja Art Anal Expansion. I am not planning to be alive that long when that will come. Thank you.
People hand wave all of this often as nothing.
I am not
They say
treading.
technology makes us smarter, but it's getting harder and harder for me to see it that way. If you want a much smaller but far more damning example of this...
Dude, an AR model? Maybe you would get... Okay, hear me out. They will do a 3D scan of your body. They will scan your messages. And you will have like a VR chat, but with AI. And it's going to be the streamer itself. And it's going to be like a live service. And you will treat your own holographic VR chat avatar like a live service, and you will give it updates and events and new outfits and oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Oh my god, that's going to be it. And you know, like by the time, like there will be like all these haptic suits, like when you wear them and you feel someone's touch, and you will log into VR chat and you will be able to all sorts of things. And it's just like, yeah, I'm subscribed to this OnlyFans girl and I am dating with her AI thing. Oh my god, that's gonna be the future. I just realized. Listen, don't at me. I'm going to save this video and we will come back in 15 years. And you will all owe me $5 if I'm right. Okay? $5 fucking bucks. With inflation, maybe 8. We will all come back and you will owe me if I'm right. Yeah.
This in action, especially considering the warning that Microsoft researchers themselves gave in that document, right, regarding legal
$5 butthole
documents in particular. There was a case against Walmart initiated in 2023,
Walmart,
and still making its way through the court system, where the legal representation for the plaintiff
Skuchan gotta do my humble do.
Oh, thank you for the dollar.
used 8 different case law examples that just don't exist because an AI hallucinated them.
What? Wait. An AI can hallucinate? What?
In a statement provided to the court directly, the law firm said, quote,
What?
Our internal artificial intelligence platform hallucinated the case.
What do you mean hallucinated? What does it mean? Like, why didn't they just say that they pull it out of its ass or something? How is it hallucinated?
Cases in question while
Does AI dream of artificial sheep? No, apparently it dreams about court cases that don't exist.
assisting our attorney in drafting the motion in Lamine.
What the fuck?
This matter comes with great embarrassment and has prompted discussion and action regarding the training, implementation, and future use of artificial intelligence within our firm. This serves as a cautionary tale for our firm and all firms as we enter this new age of artificial intelligence, end quote. Yeah,
So someone bounced their homework off to the AI and the AI pulled some random shit out and they were like, yeah, it absolutely happened. For real, no cap. And they were like, wait a second. Wait a fucking second.
Sure. And people instinctively making the argument that this won't be a problem once the AI is good enough might have a point. Maybe it won't be a problem. But think of it this way. That's a lawyer, supposedly one of the smartest professions on earth, if you ask everyday people. That's a lawyer who was having the AI do their work for them.
At least it wasn't a surgeon. Imagine that. It's like, oopsie, you were here for a heart transplant, so anyways, you don't have a kidney. Our AI hallucinated and imagine that they need it for the black market. Oopsie.
You can pontificate all you want about how much better society will become as we perfect these types of tools and the efficiency it involves, but all I see...
Screw the people working on surgery devices use AI now. Bro, I can't even die in peace. They are just going to tell me that, hey, if you want the surgery to be finished, please watch this advertisement about Red Bull. Or pay, I don't know, $15 per month for the ad-free service.
Is Idiocracy being born in real time? Because human beings are not thinking anymore. What do we suppose happens?
That's not true. I think about a lot of things. It's mostly lamps and pretty ladies, but I do think, okay? It's not much, but it's honest work.
As automation and progressively smarter algorithms replace or eliminate more and more of the adverse situations that we might ever encounter, up to and including even peer-to-peer socialization. What do we think happens when the consolidation of our economy centers more and more on a few absurdly wealthy conglomerates, whose entire business model now relies on increasingly invasive advertising? What do we think happens when we construct tools that literally tell us every minute of every day where to walk, what to order, how to dress, or how...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That free will. That free will ain't gonna free will any longer, huh? Uh-oh. What is yapping? Bro, AI opens more jobs? You're just joking, right? You're not serious, right? That's a hee-hee and ha-ha, right? You think that AI will bring us more prosperity and more job and happy endings? Like, I'm not an anti-AI, bro. It's like, it happens. Like, we can't get rid of it anymore, but I am not sure. I'm not sure. If I could choose an alternate universe where they didn't invent generative AI, I think I would choose that. I am not sure if my heart and soul is ready for the future, not gonna lie. AI will definitely bring happy endings. Well, some part of it, yes, but some other part of it might no.
How to think, and how much different does that really look when compared to a movie like Idiocracy? Sure, I could drag the video on for a lot longer with more comparisons, like how Wipeout, the game show, is effectively the same thing as Ow
What's Wipeout?
My Balls, or how when Joe and Rita attempt to escape in a car.
Is Wipeout like the Mr. Peace games or something?
There's a kill switch shutting down its battery. Yeah, contained in the enormous Infrastructure and Jobs Act, which was passed during the Biden administration recently, Section 24220, there's a mandate for systems that will, quote, passively monitor the performance of a driver of a motor vehicle to accurately identify whether that driver may be impaired and prevent or limit motor vehicle operation if an impairment is detected.
Wait, this in real life? What? Wait, what? The cars are tracking your performance? Right now?
The Da Vinci AI robot is used to drill holes and screws in spinal surgery.
Oh, I mean, I have great holes, so, you know, but... Oh, I mean, this is good and all fun and games until, you know, someone hacks you and you're cooked. And they just, like, shut it down when you need it. Like, as soon as you're crossing the train, whatever, and it's just like, meow.
End quote.
Not mine. My car is old as fuck.
which is literally
Oh,
a
no.
kill switch for a car, regardless.
Do you think we will ever reach a future like cyberpunk? Like that it's going to be like all sorts of augmentation to the body and we will become more like, I don't know, like an augmented future human being? No? Why do you not think so? When I was playing Cyberpunk a little, it made me think how, for example, the living situation is going to be so much the same. Human body can't handle it. How do you know? More like Mad
A
Max?
two hand.
Why you think so? Being able to pee for 2 hours straight, is that the final dream? It's all you want from life, to be able to pee for 2 hours straight. I respect that. I respect that. Get some chrome tube. At this rate, we won't live long enough to get there. Nah. I mean, I absolutely would believe it that we will not take care of the planet and we will just get washed away. But somewhere, some sort of people will surely survive. Maybe like, I don't know, like the middle of Europe or something. We will run out of smart people before that happens. Oh, okay. What?
Of why you
The
say
rich
you
folk? Bro, the rich folk will be useless.
put it in there. And the fact checkers all said, false. There's no kill
I
switch.
don't want my penis to explode like the guy in that mission of Cyberpunk.
That was a good mission.
Switch mandate, which is bullshit. But setting all of that aside, looking past the comedic exaggerations as well, we are becoming Idiocracy.
Oh,
As time goes
no.
on, more and more, under the profiteering pressure of major corporations, which
It's the flip-flops, man. The flip-flops are killing me.
was the entire point of Idiocracy, more than likely
It's
resulting in
game
its outright
over, man.
suppression at the box office, by the way, because it depicted certain brands in that way, which is hilarious. We are subverting our own ability to think critically, to solve problems, and to better ourselves. We rely more and more every day on simplified tools which do increasing amounts of our thinking for us. And the end result is atrophy of social and mental.
You know what I noticed? It's not even that people lost the ability to think like clearly or anything. Like maybe, okay, there are a lot of idiots, but there was always a lot of idiots on the internet, so I didn't even think about that. But people lost the ability to argue. Have you noticed that when you have conversations and it's like two parties disagree on something, then one party's automatic response is going to be that you have to cancel and destroy this person instead of talking it out and make the other side see your point? It's like, hey, you disagree with me, I'm going to destroy you. You're not allowed to live. You're not allowed to have opinions. You are this word, you are that word, and you have to cease to exist because my opinion is good and I'm unwilling to budge. And that's so fucking weird for me.
Muscles that we used to exercise.
It's emotional instead of logical. Well, yeah, because emotions are instinctual, right? Like you don't have to think or study or gather information. You can just be like, oh, I feel it in my heart, so I must be right.
Constantly every single day, which pushes us closer and closer to the drooling, incoherent morons of a decades-old movie, which was never intended to be a blueprint. It was intended to be an absurd comedy. In the end, I think we, collectively, as in society, are steadily marching down the road of becoming Idiocracy. It just...
Oopsie. What do you mean it wasn't meant to be a blueprint? Oopsie. They should have said it in front of the movie that, hey, future people, future humanity, this is not a blueprint. It's comedy. Ha.
won't be nearly as funny. A lot of people probably don't see it that way, which is fine, and it's obviously happening for different reasons than in the film. But I find that movie to be disconcertingly prophetic and uncomfortably accurate when you take a step back and realize it's only been 19 years since they made it. What do we really think the world is going to be like in 19 more?
Bro, you know how I said that in 15 years I'm going to be so curious about the beta cock generation? If this was 19 years... Oh, lads. Oh, we are cooked. Oh, no, not we are cooked. But, I mean, we are also cooked, but they are so cooked. They are like lobster into the boiling pan cooked. My goodness.
That's it. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down
It's
below. The video sponsor, of course,
over.
Ground News. Do consider locals and Patreon, please. I need to start pushing these platforms more.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Upper Echelon. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Now I'm going to be depressed and think about all sorts of horrible things. Damn.